Please don't forget subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified of new daily videos.
When I first moved to Oakhaven, I thought I'd found my sanctuary. Nestled deep in the Appalachians, it was the kind of place where cell service was spotty, and the only traffic jam was a lone deer crossing the road. My little cabin, half hidden by ancient pines, was exactly what I dreamed of. The air was crisp, the silence profound mostly. There was a hum, a low, consistent vibration that seemed to emanate from the ground itself. I put it down to geological activity, maybe some forgotten utility lines. It was faint enough to ignore at first. My closest friend in Oakhaven was Pierce Walters. He owned the only hardware store in town, a gruff but kind man with a perpetual smudge of grease on his cheek. We bonded over bad coffee and shared frustration at the slow internet. Lately, though, Pierce had been off. He'd close the store for hours, sometimes days, and when I saw him, he'd have a haunted look in his eyes, his hands perpetually stained with something unidentifiable. The real alarm bells went off when I found him in the town square, late one Tuesday. He was meticulously trying to rearrange cobblestones, muttering about the alignment, and getting it right this time. It was bizarre. I tried to talk to him, but he just shivered, his gaze fixed on the uneven stone, whispering, "If I just get this one right, maybe then Dolores won't break her ankle again." Dolores was the old woman who ran the general store. She'd indeed broken her ankle 6 months ago, tripping on a loose cobblestone. Pierce had been mortified, even though it wasn't his fault. He'd fixed it right away. But now he was acting like it had just happened, like he could rewind time if he just laid the stones perfectly. I managed to coax him home, but the hum in my own cabin seemed louder that night, a persistent thrumming beneath my feet. I noticed it was strongest near Pierce, an almost palpable pressure in the air. The next day, I cornered Dolores in her general store, a small woman with a face like a road map of worries. "Have you noticed anything off about Pierce lately?" I asked, trying to sound casual. Dolores pursed her lips, wiped her hands on her apron. "Oh, Pierce. He's got the murmur, bless his heart." "The murmur?" "Yeah, it's what we call it. That hum you hear comes from the old Withers mill. Old Earl Withers, he was the last one to run it, said it wasn't just the machinery making the noise. Said it was the ground itself, singing the past back to you. Earl, he went peculiar, started trying to rebuild his whole life piece by piece, just like Pierce. Eventually, he just locked himself in the mill and nobody saw him again. They say the murmur got him. Gets into your head, picks at your worst regrets until you can't tell what's real anymore." The Withers mill was a skeletal ruin on the edge of town, its ancient water wheel long rotted away. I'd always avoided it, a place that felt more like a tomb than a building. But after talking to Dolores, I had to see it. The hum grew steadily louder as I approached, a low, resonant thrum that vibrated through the soles of my boots. Inside, the air was thick with damp and decay. Rusting machinery stood like ancient monsters, but it wasn't the machinery making the sound. It pulsed from the very stone, from the ground itself. Deep within the mill, in a collapsed section, I found a small, reinforced room. Inside, crude wooden panels lined the walls, and what looked like a series of copper coils and strange, horn-like resonators were haphazardly arranged. This wasn't for grinding grain. It looked like something designed to amplify sound, or maybe something else. Scrawled on the walls were frantic, barely legible phrases. "She deserved better. The accident wasn't an accident. I should have stayed." They were confessions, but not to God. They were accusations against oneself. My blood ran cold. As I stood there, the murmur pulsed, a deep, unsettling thrum that seemed to align with my heartbeat. And then I started to see things. Flashes. My mother's disappointed face when I dropped out of college. A sharp word I'd said to my younger sister years ago that had caused a rift we never fully healed. I heard whispers, my own inner voice dissecting every mistake, every missed opportunity. It was overwhelming, a tidal wave of self-recrimination that left me gasping, clutching my head. I fled the mill, the hum chasing me even as I sped away in my truck. The next morning, I found Pierce. He was in his backyard, digging furiously. He wasn't planting. He was unearthing an old, rusted metal box. When he finally wrenched it open, it contained only dirt and broken shards of glass. He looked up at me, his eyes wide, terrified. "It was supposed to be in here," he choked out, holding up a small, chipped porcelain figurine. "My sister's." I broke it when we were kids, buried it so she wouldn't know, told her the dog did it. She cried for weeks. If I just put it back whole, she won't cry. She won't hate me. He started pressing the broken pieces together, his fingers bleeding, tears streaming down his face. The murmur around him was a roar, a physical force that made my teeth ache. And then I saw it, not just a memory, but a phantom of my sister, standing right behind Pierce, her face twisted in a silent, accusing scream. It was my regret, my guilt about our estrangement made real. The murmur was feeding on it, amplifying it, turning it into a living torment. I yanked Pierce away, shoved him into his house, and screamed at him to stay inside. Then I got in my truck and drove. I didn't pack, didn't look back. I just drove until Oakhaven was a distant memory in my rearview mirror. But the hum didn't stop. It's here now, a faint, resonant thrum under my skin, in my bones. It's quieter than it was in Oakhaven, but it's still there, a constant reminder. The entity isn't confined to that cursed mill or that isolated town. It's inside me. It's waiting for me to falter, waiting for the perfect moment to latch onto my deepest regret and make me relive it over and over again until there's nothing left. I don't know if I can ever truly escape it. I just know that the hum is always there, a low, persistent echo in the quiet corners of my mind. It's listening. I tried to outrun Oakhaven, but the hum is now a part of me. What regrets are you carrying that you never truly buried?
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button to like it. And please do subscribe to support the channel.